going on, JW Faction? My name is Joshua Williamson. Okay, listen, I've said before that I don't do savory recipes on my channel because I'm more of a pastry chef and dessert chef than I am, just a regular chef overall, okay? But I kind of figured, there's some savory recipes that I really like doing and I kind of want to do them on YouTube. But before I get started, before I go any further, before anyone starts in the comment section, I'm not taking any requests for savory recipes, okay? I'm way too picky of an eater to take any requests that you have, and I'm just going to be doing some savory recipes that I like doing whenever I like to. But anyways, all that out of the way, for this little video recipe, I'm going to show you how to make fried chicken. Fried chicken is one of my favorite foods, and it's really easy to put together. So let's get started. So to start this recipe off, in this bowl right here, I have about 3 pounds of bone-in chicken pieces. Now, you can use any chicken pieces you want. You can cut up a whole bird if you want to. That's really easy to do. You can just use breasts or wings. I'm using a mixture of legs and thighs because I love dark meat. And what you want to do is take them and take some buttermilk and cover all of the chicken pieces in the buttermilk. As you can see, I'm about to run out of buttermilk here, but luckily if I do, I have another whole jug beside me, so I'm in luck. And after you got the chicken pieces covered in all that buttermilk, what you want to do now is cover this up in plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours, or even better, overnight. The longer that the chicken sits in the buttermilk in the refrigerator, the more flavor of the buttermilk you're going to get inside your final product. So I'm going to sit this in the refrigerator overnight personally because I want a good lot of buttermilk flavor in this. Alright, so the chicken is done brining in buttermilk in the refrigerator, and I just pulled it out and I'm letting it sit for about an hour to get down to room temperature. That's very important, okay? You want your chicken to be at room temperature before you start dredging it, because if you start dredging it, and especially start frying it right away after just coming out of the fridge, it's going to decrease the temperature of the oil tremendously, and the breading is going to absorb all the oil, and it will result in a soggy and greasy fried chicken, and we don't want that. But anyways, while that's sitting aside to room temperature, I got in this baking tray 3 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of salt, 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, and half a tablespoon of smoked paprika. And what we want to do now is mix all those seasonings and spices in the flour. Alright, so now that the chicken is now room temperature and I've got this flour all mixed in with the spices, what we're going to do now is take one of the pieces of chicken, I'm using one of the legs for demonstration, put it in the flour mixture and coat it really well and all that, making sure to cover every nook and cranny of the piece of chicken. So after you dredge your chicken, I've got a deep fryer here that's filled with canola oil that I am preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 180 degrees Celsius. Now, if you just want to use a deep pot full of oil, then that's okay. Just make sure you have one of those thermometers that tell you Fahrenheit and Celsius temperatures. That's really necessary in this recipe. And after your fryer is preheated, take one of the chicken pieces that you coated in flour, shake off the excess, and drop them in and slide them away from you so you don't splash yourself with oil. Now, don't put a bunch of pieces of chicken in the fryer at the same time, okay? Only put a couple pieces in, because if you put too much in at a time, the temperature of the oil will decrease and it'll get your chicken all soggy. Now, it'll take about maybe 15 minutes or so for the chicken to fry, but what you're really looking for is making sure that the crust is nice and golden brown, and you stick a thermometer in the piece of chicken, and the internal temperature is 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so the chicken is now done frying. As you can see, it's got a nice golden brown color, and the internal temperature is 165 degrees. And what you want to do now is sit it on a cooling rack and let it cool for at least 10 minutes. After I'm done frying all the chicken, I'll come back and I'll show these off for presentation. Alright, our fried chicken is done. Like I said, it was really simple and easy to put together. Yeah, it was a tad bit time consuming, that's true, but who cares? It's all well worth it because this fried chicken tastes amazing. And in fact, I'm gonna take a bite of one of these just so you can hear the crunchiness and see how done it is on the inside. Really nice and crispy on the outside and perfectly done and moist and juicy on the inside. And I just want to tell you right now that if you want to make your fried chicken spicy, add some cayenne pepper to your flour mixture or add some hot sauce to your buttermilk brine. But anyways, If no matter what you do with this fried chicken, I guarantee it tastes amazing, better than anything you're gonna buy at a restaurant. But if you try this recipe out, leave in the comment section down below and tell me what you thought, whether you liked it or you hated it. And if you liked this video, thumbs up, hate this video, thumbs down, and be sure to subscribe and become a member of the JW faction. See you later.